in Portland as the Trailblazers are about to go into this interconference contest. Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Lavoy Allen out there with Paul George. Then it's Ellis. Then it's George Hill. And it's Mahinmi in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now Lillard. George Hill missing on the three.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Here is Lillard. George Hill getting it to go from deep. Lillard again missing. And it's Hill penetrating. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. First free throws of the game. So he picks up on. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team in injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
Here's Hill, following the score by Damian Lillard. Right side, George. Clock at 6. Hill kicks to Mahinmi. Harkless with the steal. And now McCollum running the floor all by himself.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
There's the feed to Lillard. And the three off target.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation. And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of the season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
That's good. Pacers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. On the wing, George. He's covered by Aminu. Tries it from the top of the key. Pass to Mahinmi. On the wing, George. To the middle. Here's Allen. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Al-Farouq Aminu. Indiana didn't have a great record on the road last season. Only went, Clark, 15-26 on the year, and it crushed them down the stretch.
It really did, Kevin. I mean, the Pacers had a bumpy year with all of the injuries, particularly with George being out for most of the year. His absence was most noted in those tough road games, I think.
The Pacers making a switch here. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Hill comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. And it's Lawson in for George Hill. Now here's Lawson. Allen kicks to Lawson. 4 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Trailblazers leading by 3. Three-pointer, Lillard. That's good. Lillard's got 5 now.
And for the Pacers, perhaps the biggest loss of the season for them was on the road. Couldn't get it done in Memphis on the final day of the season to try and get into the postseason.
It's stolen by Aminu. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break.
Well played right there. I mean, there's no question who has the momentum.
Craig, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Well, here's a little factoid about the Pacers on the road last season, guys. They were much better shooting free throws on the road. The difference between their road and home free throw percentage was the largest positive mark in the league. That's kind of strange.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
The pass to McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 6 assists in the game. Miles dishes to Hill. And Miles kicks to Turner. Powered down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money. Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Hill passes to Lawson. 11 feet away. The scoring fast and furious as and welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Trailblazers.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Indiana. Hill is out there with Ellis. Then it's Turner. Then it's Paul George. And it's Miles in a power forward.
And what a beautiful that athletic.
Yeah.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
Good on the shot. Pacers trailed by 11. Turner with it. Now guarded by Plumlee. And Turner kicks to Miles. Plumlee with the steal. Lillard outside. Jacks up a three. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move.
He kicks it to Aminu. Over to the left wing. There's the three. Lillard again missing.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Mahimi's checked in for Indiana. Lavoy Allen comes in for C.J. Miles.
And for the past few seasons, Portland's bench has really been their Achilles heel. I mean, last year they showed some improvement. The reserves play stole the game for them on more than one occasion, but still wouldn't be considered a strength.
It's stolen by Hill. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And that one's good.
Assist from
Now just a 5-point Portland lead.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
And for Portland, the bench still wasn't leaned on heavily for minutes. Greg was just talking about that, but they were in the top 5, Clark, in scoring efficiency, and they shot 45% from the floor on the year.
And what was a weakness for them in 14 was a strength for them in 15. And actually, they were their best down the stretch of last season.
Now, here's Lillard. 10 points for him.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
Portland was just fantastic at home last season. We expect that, though, of this team, Greg. 32-9. It was packed each game.
And Kevin, of that 32-win mark, how about that was the 4th best in the entire league? You don't win your division without winning at home, and Portland definitely took care of business.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Paul George. Stuckey comes in for Monte Ellis. And Ty Lawson subbed in for George Hill.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
Well, I tell you what, it seems as though Portland is always good at home. It was 2007 when they last had a losing record in this building. Even when they're down overall, they're always tough at home.
Passes it to Lillard. Feeds to McCollum. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And that's 10 points for C.J. McCollum.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him. And unfortunately, guys, for Portland, they didn't have home court advantage in the playoffs. As great as they were at home all year, it could have made a big difference for them in the postseason.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Here's Lawson, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Lillard misses.
And sometimes we all just want to show people that we have the range.
Yeah, you speaking from experience.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Portland out in front, up 19. And we'll see you back here after